What up, everybody? It is your girl, Melissa. Woot woot. Y'all, it is Friday. Come on, somebody. I don't know about you, but I've been anticipating the weekend, alright? And have you ever just had some of those long weeks? You know what? Before I even get starting into it, okay? Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that share button. We're gonna have some fun today on the show. Our guest couldn't make it today due to the weather. She's stuck out on the side of the road, so hope all is well with her, and her help is on the way. So it's gonna be us. This is how the business rolls, right? So it's me and you and me. We're here together, one happy family. Come on, y'all. This is how I'm coming into the weekend. I'm gonna play this for you, okay? This is how I was today. You ready for it? Come on. Oh. Here we go. Hit the likes and the shares. Yeah. You got a $20 bill? Okay, let's be real. I got $5. Alright? Alright. I'm pumped up like that. I'm ready to go into the weekend, y'all. Thanks for tuning in to Ignite with Melissa. Y'all, let me know where you're coming from. Put it there in the comments. What city you're ready to ignite with. Come on. Igniting. Alright, we got some people up in here. And so, Luis, hello, Luis. I know Luis is out from Florida. Thank you, Luis, for tuning in. So for all of our guests out there, thank you for tuning in and hanging out. Well, as you know, here in the Mile High City, weather changes drastically, and so, you know, the snow is piling on, and I don't know, we just act like we haven't seen it before. I mean, it's real, y'all. It's real. It's not just in the movies, okay? There's real snowfall here in Colorado that falls to the ground. So, with that being said, you know, there's some exciting things happening this weekend. Shout out to my friend Mariah. It is her birthday today. Whoop, whoop, Mariah. Okay, come on, girl. And your 29th chapter. And then Luis, all right, Luis, you got some good weather there in Clearwater, Florida. Come on. In the Tampa Bay suburbs. All right. Not here. We lost all of it. We were being spoiled, Luis. It was spoil time. And then, you know, nature was like, I got to put you guys back in check and get you humble. And so here we are with the snow. It's still not bad. It's not cold. But there's a lot of snow falling down. But this weekend, what do we got this weekend? You know, we have birthday weekend. Come on, Mariah's birthday is this weekend. I'm not going to share with you where her party's at, but I'm going to just say there's going to be a party, okay? We're going to celebrate. And then there is the Super Bowl. Y'all, are you excited for the Super Bowl? Did you tune in or tune out because your team isn't there? Come on. We all know our team isn't there here in Colorado, but it's okay. I already said that my team, who are you guys going for? I got to know in the comments. Who are you going for in the Super Bowl? I'm going to tell you who I'm going for, but I want to know who y'all are going for in the Super Bowl. Again, if you just tuned in, hey Nicholas, hey Urbiel. I'm going to say that slow because I always get it wrong. Lynette, Luis, hello, hola, buenos tardes. I was ready to say buenos dias. But thank you for tuning in. Alright, Luis said he's got LA. Who do you guys have? Tell me in the comments, who are you going for in the Super Bowl? I gotta get a little mixture in here before I let you know who I'm going for. Come on, let's hear about it. Why are you going for them? Alright. We got LA in here. We got the Bengals in here. Come on, somebody. Who else we got? The Rams again. Oh, we got a lot of LA fans in here. Well, let me tell you something, y'all. Because I'm from Erie and I'm a Tiger, I'm going to go with the Bengals because they rep our school colors. Well, I'm not in school anymore, but it was still my school colors. So that's my theory on it, right? I'm going for the Bengals because of the colors. Black, orange, and white. Come on, somebody. It's prophetic that the Bengals are going to win. I'm saying it here first. I'm having breaking news. Uh-oh, Diana's saying LA. We got a lot of LA fans in here. Come on, y'all. All right, this should be fun. Y'all, let's make this a little bit funner, okay? Is funner a word? I don't know. It's a word in my vocabulary. Let's make this fun. All right. Tell me what score you think it's going to be at the end. What the score is going to be at the end, and who you think is going to get MVP, right? We always have the MVP trophy. Come on. All right. Let's put that in there. Whoever is the closest. We won't necessarily go by MVP. I just want to know who that is. But who's ever closest to the score, I'm going to give you a gift because I'm feeling generous and I want to know. And let's make this fun. Let's win something out of this. Let's have some fun together, okay? I see a lot of Allen fans. Where are my Bengal fans? I think y'all need to jump in. Luis is going for the Bengals here. All right. So I want to know what you think the score is going to be. Who's ever closest to the score. And all of them are going to be in here, so I already see it. Nicholas has 24-10, okay? We know his team is LA. All right, so I want to see yours. Mr. Martinez, Mr. Proctor, thank you for tuning in. All right, if you guys are just joining in, we're having a little bit of fun, right? I want to know who you're going for this weekend in the Super Bowl. My theory was I'm going for the Bengals because they represent my school colors. Come on, that's who I'm going for. But to make it fun for those of you who are just joining in, let us know who you're going for and what you think the score is. And who's ever closest to the score, I'm going to send you a prize. I'm going to reach out to you on Sunday after the Super Bowl and send you a prize to whoever gets the closest. So drop in what you think the score is and what team you think is going to win the Super Bowl this Sunday. Come on. All right, we got Bengals 34, LA 31, and Joe Burrow as the MVP. Okay, come on with the MVP. We got the MVP. Yes, put your MVP in there. So to win the prize, it's just going to be your team and the score. But I also want to see what you guys think about, excuse me, who will be the MVP. Y'all, it's going to be an amazing weekend. Come on. I don't know about you, but it's a fun-filled, packed weekend. Even if it's not your team playing. Come on, who loves sports? Who doesn't love sports? I mean, there's probably people out there. I'm a sports girl, so I'm always watching sports and doing things. And Stafford for MVP. Okay, Nicholas got Stafford for MVP. Okay, come on now. All right, let me know, guys. Diana, let me know what your score is. Let me know who you think MVP is going to be. Luis, let me know. Luis Lara from Florida. Let me know what you think the score is going to be for LA, okay? Urbiel, I know you have a team in here. Come on. All right, guys, we're going to get those in. We're going to get those in. So what are your plans this weekend? Are you guys headed to some Super Bowl parties? Are you going to have a Super Bowl party? And let me tell you, I've been invited to a couple of them, right? What is your favorite dish at a Super Bowl party? Because let me say, I know I'm always going to bring something, right? I try to switch it up every time I go from party to party. I need to bring different snacks to each party, like it's new, right? Like it's fresh, like you didn't know I was at the other party, but now I'm going to show up at your party. So I need to know, what do you bring to your Super Bowl parties, or what do you like to have at your Super Bowl parties? Only carne asada, come on. Ya tú sabes, you already know. That's where we're at. Tacos all day, meat all day. We love it, love it. 24-17 LA. All right, and then Luis here from Colorado says wings. Yes, wings, I don't think you could ever go bad with wings, right? But then sometimes, like my stingy self, like I'm like, man, I'm going to make me, I'm going to ask, if they have a plate there to make me a plate to take home, even though I'm the one who made them. Come on. Do you guys do that? You're like, I think I'm going to take some of these home because, it's all juiciness. Come on. Wings, you could never go wrong with wings. Drinks, right? Oh, we already know I'm a Mountain Dew girl, so let's know Mountain Dew is gonna be at someone's party. If you didn't bring it, you know I'm gonna bring it. So Mountain Dew will be there. I mean, if we run out, we can definitely have some water, yes, but I don't know. I don't know. What else? What else do you guys like at your Super Bowl parties? All right. And do you usually go to a party, or are you the one hosting the party? How many people host the parties? I mean, I know me. I'm the one going to the parties. You invite me, I'm going to bring a dish and I'll be there. Red Bull for you. Yes, definitely Red Bull for you. All right, Nicholas Molina, thank you for tuning in. All right, you guys, again, we're talking about the Super Bowl this weekend. And Nicholas says he's going. You're going to the Super Bowl parties. All right. So we're talking about what team you think is going to win. All right, for those of you who are just tuning in, what team you think is going to win, what the score is, and who do you think is going to get MVP. We're also doing a little giveaway. So on Sunday, whoever comes closest to the score for their team, I'm going to reach out to you and you're going to get a prize. And we're going to send out a prize to y'all. Let's have some fun this weekend, all right? Also, y'all, let me tell you, I mean, I think they planned this, right? I don't know about you, but today was payday for me. So I think they knew, like, all right, we're going to have this crazy weekend on a payday to make sure that everybody goes out. So they're like, forget the Super Bowl the first week of February. We're going to throw the Super Bowl weekend on Valentine's weekend. Ooh, come on, because we already know restaurants are already packed because of Valentine's, right? Everybody usually doesn't, I mean, there's people that go on Valentine's Day, but let's be real, it falls on a Monday, so then most people will go on a weekend, right? Or if Valentine's fell like any other day during the week, usually everybody goes on the weekend. So if they're going on the weekend, right, you have Super Bowl weekend, you have Valentine's weekend, they're about to make some money this weekend, right? So for those of you that have a special someone, what is your favorite restaurant? What are your plans for Valentine's weekend? Do you keep it simple, or do you go all out? Do you buy roses, or do you not buy roses? Do you buy candy? Do you not buy candy? Let me know. And for all my single people, come on, hello somebody. All my singles out there, doesn't mean you can't treat yourself. You could go out with a bunch of friends. The new trend, if y'all haven't known, the new trend, right, is Galentine's. Have you guys heard of Galentine's? Having a Galentine's gathering where just all the girls gather together to celebrate Valentine's with each other. Come on, some Galentine's. Do I have some ladies out there having a Galentine's party this weekend? If you are, let me know how it's going. What are you planning? What are you doing to get out there? I think it's going to be a fun-filled pack weekend. Nicholas Payne says, independent single vibes. Okay, come on with the single vibes. All right, everybody. There's no shade on the singles, right? Come on, there's no shade on the couples either. So, what are your plans for Valentine's? What do you usually do? What do you have something special set up? All right, for those that are just in a relationship, these newbies, right? What would you say for these newbies? Well, where would you tell them to go on that first Valentine's Day, dinner or lunch? Maybe it's a lunch. Maybe they don't want to do dinner. I don't know. What are your suggestions? What are your tips for Valentine's Day? All right, so we're in February. I'm going to wait for your comments. I love reading your comments, hearing what you guys have to say. But, it is Love Month. And we get excited about Love Month, right? So I want to know, what is your tip for a relationship? So those of you that are in relationships, what is a good advice that you can give to other couples out there, whether they're married, dating, engaged? What is a great tip that you've received, or just maybe a great tip that you've given that you'd want to share with someone else about your relationships, keeping a good relationship, having those relationships, right? And for those of my singles, come on. What tips do you have for other singles? Come on, because I think we have tips for other singles, right? Like, you know, don't think with feelings and emotions. I don't know. Think logically. Don't jump into something in the heat of the moment. Come on. We're not in cuffing season. I hope we're not in cuffing season. Don't get cuffed up with someone that you don't want to stay cuffed to. Come on. But what are some great tips out there? Some great advice, even for those that are looking to date, right? I think there's a lot of people out there looking to date. Let me tell you something. Totally off subject. No, it's not. It's still on subject. But I seen this convention that's happening, and I was like, man, I really want to go to this. This would be like super cool to go to. But it's like a whole convention this weekend. It started today until Sunday. It's actually in Florida. Louisiana. That's where it's at in your area. Okay, we're talking about before I get off track, let me finish what I'm saying. So it's this really cool convention for singles, right? It's like a whole singles thing. And you go and it's like a 3-day thing, and they give you all this advice on relationships, self-care, how to make sure like you're good with yourself first before you jump into something else, right? That you're good with you, like you don't want to go into a relationship broken. Come on, I think we've all been there. Either we've been the one broken or we've been with the one who's been broken, right? It's never good going into a relationship broken. Like two halves don't make a whole, right? So it's really cool. So they give like all this great advice. And then on Saturday night, they do this whole like speed dating thing, which I think is so cool because you're at this conference, right? And they have this really cool speed dating. I've never been speed dating. I've always wanted to try it just to see what it's about. But then it's cool because you go through speed dating. But wouldn't that be awesome though? Because like imagine how many people are from different states, from all over, right? All over the world, and you're all here. So it might be someone that you've never met, and then it's your soulmate. I don't know. I find it really cool and really interesting. But let me know what your thoughts on that. Would you attend something like that if you were single? Would you be down to go? There's a lot of great speakers there. It looks really cool. I might have to post a link in here so you guys could check it out. It's this weekend. It's in Florida. So those of you that are in Florida, maybe you know about it, maybe you're going. But I thought it was really cool. Okay, so we're talking about dinner and what was good for dinner, for going out to eat for Valentine's Day. Luis said steak dinner. And then let's see. Okay. Steak dinner. And then we were talking about relationship advice, right? We got Nicholas Payne said trust and laughter. And yes. Oh, Michelet, girl. Actually, Michelet, they do offer a virtual option. I was about to opt in on it, but then like me, like I like to be there only because like I feel like you could feel the vibe with somebody, right? Like there's always like I feel like you could dose somebody kinda like through a screen if you're doing it virtually. But I feel like when it's like something like that, I think I'd want to be there in person because I could feel like, are you really feeling me? Or are you not feeling me? Or am I really feeling you? Or am I not? Right? And I'm like, okay, let me hit the button and go to the next. But they do have an option that you can get in virtually, and it looks really cool. So for those of you, I'm going to just tell you who it is, right? So I forget what the conference is called. I'm gonna link it because I have it saved and everything. But if you guys know who Rich Wilkerson is, he is the pastor over Zoe Church, right? And then there is the Millers. They do these couple challenges all the time, like a 5-day prayer challenge or 5-day challenge to pray for your future husband, pray for your future wife. They always have these challenges for like single stuff like that, couple things, marriage things, which is really cool. You should check them out. They're the Millers. And then the Lescos are going to be there. And if you don't know who the Lescos are, they are phenomenal, just phenomenal people. And then there's some other guests there that I don't really know honestly who they are. But super cool. And they got a lot of speakers, and it's going to be great. Like, it's so cool. It's like discussion time, panel talk, questions that you might have. And it just seems like a really cool event, and also something different that like you would try. Like, you would never think to go to a conference, right, and get relationship advice and get tips, right? But also them speaking life into you at the same time. And then at the end, you get to have like this fun interaction of meeting other like-minded singles as yourself, and getting to meet people other than just right here in your own sphere, in your own state. And like, maybe again, like you said, maybe your soulmate is there, maybe you would meet them there, and it was they're from a different state, and you would have never met them if you would never go to this convention, right? I'm curious to see like what happens out of this. Okay, let's see. Uh-oh, Luis. Uh-oh, come on. He said he was in trouble every Valentine's Day, so he doesn't celebrate it. It's just a it's just a day to sell everything left from Christmas. They just retag and sell it as Valentine's. That is so good. I'm gonna go check now, Luis. I'm gonna make sure that if I get a Valentine gift, it's not something from, I hope it's not a little deer that says 6 days till Christmas, and they forgot to change it out, and they're like 6 days till Valentine's Day, 1 day. That is so funny. They just resell everything left from Christmas. That's great. Nicole Padilla, come on, girl. What's up, sis? Thank you for tuning in. Michelle says she loves Valentine's Day. It's one of her favorite holidays. Ooh, tell us why it's one of your favorite holidays. I always love to know people's favorite holidays, because I think it shows like a different side of you, of like why you like a certain holiday or a certain season, and really cool. I can't quit laughing about that. Now I'm never going to look at that the same, Luis. I'm going to look every time, if someone gives me a chocolate this weekend, I'll be like, are you sure this chocolate wasn't from Christmas? And you just rewrapped it to look like a heart. I love you too, Nicole. I love you so much. I haven't seen you in a while, but I love you so much. And you're my sis forever. I love you, love you, love you. That was my virtual hug and kiss. A day to be intentional, to love others, self, God. It is just wonderful. Yes. And I think what's always awesome too, right? I love that you said that, to be intentional to love others. And it's amazing, right? So like, I feel like that you said that it's like Thanksgiving, right? We think that, like, we always think when Thanksgiving comes around, like, oh, okay, like, now's the time to show our gratitude. Now is our time to show thanks. But really, it should be like an everyday lifestyle. It should be intentional, right? And the same with Valentine's Day. Like, it's true. Like, be intentional on loving others and showing love and showing kindness, and make it like an everyday thing, not just, oh, this is Valentine's month, so like this is the month that, like, oh, okay, like, let's go, buy tons of candy, like all this stuff, do random acts of kindness, and just for the one day. But we should be intentional to do it always, to love each other always, and Although it's hard, right? Come on, let's be real. It's hard to love those that are mean to us. I know. Yo, girl knows. But we should still love and show love. Because how easy is it for us to show someone love that we already love? But how much greater is it to show someone love that not necessarily is nice to us, that's not, who might be mean to us, who maybe doesn't have the same heart, who doesn't have the same intentions? How much greater is it for us to love those that are not easily loved, right? It's so much greater because, like, you can always love anybody that shows you love, but it is such a greater sacrifice to love somebody that's not always in the best way or circumstances. Um, Also, increasing self care during February. So good. Self care is so good. Okay. People are like, it's just a trend. Y'all, self care is not just a trend. Like, this is something that we need to do daily. Take daily inventory, daily self checks. Like, I even know for me, like, this past week, like, I literally was like self checking myself every day and was like, you know what, Jesus, like, forgive me because, I've drifted away in the fact of, like, I'm losing my patience a little bit more than I should. Why? Why am I losing my patience? Like, why am I feeling some type of way, right? And so you have to go back and recheck yourself, have that self care. Like, why are you feeling this way? What is making you feel that way? And then do it for you. Like, not for them, not for the people who's irritating you or whatever it may be. But you got to come back, look at yourself, and be like, all right, you know what, Melissa? If you do this better, then it's not going to be irritating because this is what you can change, right? Always doing those self cares, those self things, inventory checks for yourself. So definitely do self care. It's not just a trend. We're not just trending this way for 1 month, right? It should be an everyday thing. Being intentional should be an everyday thing, right? Um, let's see. Thanks, Nicholas. Man, we gotta humble ourselves daily, right? We gotta humble ourselves all the time. If you don't humble yourself and you constantly just, I don't know, you just know it's good to be humble. You gotta always humble yourself in every situation. We don't always got it all together. We don't always know everything. We're not better than the next, right? But we all should be checking ourselves and humbling ourselves daily in the things that we have and what we are. Okay, intentionally increasing joy in your daily life. Yes, I love that. Okay, the whole saying, excuse me, the whole saying, like, the FOMO, right? The fear of missing out, right? But I love the joy of missing out, right? What are the joys that you could get of missing out, right? Like, you don't need to be at every single football game, right? What's the joy of missing out? You get to spend more time with your family, maybe. Be more financially stable. There's, like, a lot of things, and I think sometimes we forget. We always think of the fear of missing out, but we never think of the joy of missing out, right? So increasing your joy in your life is so good. Just being intentional in, like, every aspect in every area. So that's so good. Intentionally being, I just love that. Like, always, yes. The joy of missing out. Yeah, Jomo. We're gonna say that. Jomo. Okay. Hashtag Jomo. But there's so many good things on, like, missing out, right? Like, I think, like, people think, like, oh, if I don't make it to this concert, like, I'm gonna miss out. Like, but what are you really missing out on? Like, you're not necessarily gonna meet them, right? Or, I'm trying to think, I don't know, I'm trying to think of my situations of the joy of missing out. I know there have been, like, certain things that it just seems like, oh, this is the big hype, this is where everyone's going. But it was like, no, like, go ahead, y'all do this. Like, I want to go spend some time with a friend that I haven't seen in a long time. Because I could always go to any type of party. I can always go to another concert with you. I can always go here. But what if I don't get that chance with my friend ever again and I haven't seen them in forever? Say they fly into town, but I'm more concerned about this. I'd rather have the joy of missing out on that to have the joy of building my friendship even more and making memories that are going to last even longer. Yes, hashtag JOMO. Okay, come on. With those laughing emojis in there. And yes, more rest. Definitely more rest. Yes. Okay, guys. So, let me know any tips you have, any things you got going on. Um, you know, it's always fun. It's always great. Again, sorry again for my guest. Things happen. And then we just move the show. The show goes on, right? But next week, we have, let's see, geez, we're already going to be on the 18th. February is flying by fast. Okay, I better start getting my taxes together. Are y'all getting your taxes together? I used to be the one who always gets my taxes done right away, and lately I'm like, I'm gonna push it. I'm gonna push it to the limit. Is that bad? Tax time is coming soon. Before you know it, it's gonna be here. And so, those of you who need some tax advice, I ain't the one, but you should find the one, okay? Learning your and other loved ones' love languages. Okay, I'm so glad you brought that up about love languages, because it's not even just for like your significant other, right? But I think it's so good to know your friends' love languages as well, or even like the people you work with. If you're a boss, like it's amazing to know that if you get the chance to know that. But just even knowing like your coworkers' love languages, you get to understand them more and you see a wider perspective of like why they feel the way they do or how they act the way they act, right? And also like what if like what if I'm having troubles with this coworker and I keep trying to like give them words of affirmation, right? But then their love language is receiving gifts. So they're not really accepting like the words of affirmation for their great job, and like you're like do do do. But like then you bring them like a gift, like a drink or like a candy bar or something. I don't know where you work, but bring them something like, hey, although you're giving them those words of affirmation, but you're speaking to their love language as receiving gifts, right? And you're like, hey, thank you for doing such a great job this week. I appreciate you. And you give them that little gift on top of it. And then it goes so much further, because then that's their love language. That's how they know, like, they're receptive of the things that you're telling them, because that's how they know things. And it's so true. Like, yeah, Michelet says hers is quality time. Hey, Alroy, thank you for tuning in. Yeah, mine is, my top two are words of affirmation and quality time. Quality time is my number one, and then words of affirmation are my second one. But yes, knowing people's love languages is such a great thing to know, because again, like if you say your husband or your boyfriend or just, I don't know, just the Joe Schmo down the street, right? Let's just say. But what if there's this words of affirmation? So you keep trying to like do something and they're not getting it because they need that extra words, right? Like, oh, you're so beautiful, or you're so kind, or you're doing amazing, something encouraging. They need those like words of affirmation, right? So there's the 5 love languages. Also, guys, this is something I would suggest for you, because what if you don't know your own love language, right? It's one thing to know other people's, but what if you don't even know yourself? So if you Google it, right? I can't pull it up right now, because I don't have a computer in front of me. But if you Google it and you do the 5 love languages test, you can actually take a test, and it takes like, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes at the most. It'll ask you questions, And let me tell you, it's only going to come out if you truthfully answer it, right? So be honest with yourself on how you feel. Answer the questions, and that at the end, so you have the 5 love languages, it's going to tell you your top scores of like what you are. So there is quality time, words of affirmation, acts of service. Ooh, somebody help me here. Um, Acts of service. Yeah, I'm already forgetting myself. Okay, hold on. Um, ooh, let's see. Quality time. Somebody's got to help me here. Words of affirmation, acts of service. I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm stumped. I'm on the spot, I'm stumped. Okay. But it'll tell you your top 5, and then you'll like know more about yourself. And then there's a book out there, right? Okay, so there's a 5 love languages book that is amazing. If you haven't had it, if you haven't read it, if you haven't got it, go get it. It is truly amazing. And they also, so then there's another book, right, which is still the 5 love languages, which is really cool. I'm glad you brought this up. I'm like so excited about it. So then there's a couple other books, right? So you have the book for 5 love languages for singles, for those who are single. So it's going to be directly hit towards singles, right? Those of us that are single, come on, somebody. And then it has 5 love languages for children. Y'all, if you have kids and you don't know your kids' love languages, I strongly suggest this book for you and get to know their love language and get to know like how you can connect with your kids even more. It is such a great tool, and you know, don't use this tool as like an evil device of like, oh, I know I could get to them this way or this way. No, like truly use it genuinely with a good and pure heart, right? But so good. So you have like the 5 love languages for couples, married people, like the 5 love languages in general. Then you have a book for the 5 love languages of singles, and then you have the 5 love languages for children. Awesome books. Totally recommend. Go take the test for reals. It only takes like 5 minutes at the most. Maybe not even that long. I'm just pushing it a little bit there. But it would be so good. And then like I feel like you would understand yourself more, and then you would also understand like the people around you more as well. Yes, Michele, yes. Love, love, love the 5 love languages of children. It is amazing. Like, I have all 3 books. As you guys know, I love to read books. I'm a reader, I'm a journaler. I'm constantly reading. But yes, love the 5 love languages. It is amazing. Um, what about intellect? Is that a shared love language? Let's see. I used affirmation to stop my gang affiliation. It takes much energy to reverse the energy you put into the commitment of becoming a gang member. You must repeat the affirmations and change your core personality to become the opposite of the first person you created. It's not easy and takes just as much commitment that you had invested into the gang culture. Yes. One thing that is really important, guys, um, is mindset, right? So not just like love languages and that, but like mindset is huge, right? I was talking to somebody about this the other day. I've actually been talking to a lot of people about this lately, but like your mindset is where you're setting, right? Just kind of how like we talk about on the show a lot, like those of you who tune in all the time, we talk about here, right? About our words can speak life or death. There's power of life and death in the power of our words, right? And but also to bring to that, it's a mindset, right? You have that mindset. Like if you go into work every day and are just constantly negative and just be like, oh, today's gonna be horrible. Oh, this customer is ridiculous, and like constantly having that mindset that everything's going bad, constantly being negative, you're speaking death into situations, right? Like that's how you're constantly going to be. Like your mindset is always going to be set towards that. But like, I know for me, like, yeah, we all have bad days. We all have, you know, those crazy people. Come on, like, it's just, there's nothing's ever gonna be perfect, right? So if you think anything's gonna be perfect, like, there's your problem already. But nothing will ever be perfect. But going into that mindset, like, today's a good day. If somebody did something to you, let it go. Like, drop it off. Like, don't hold on to it, and don't let them take your peace, and continue to be like, oh, thank you for helping me out today. Start encouraging others. Like, speaking life into yourself, into your situations, and to the things around you, but having that positive mindset. So don't forget that mindset is huge, right? You have to have the right perspective, the right thinking. If you're always thinking negative and always claiming negative things on you, like, why do you think these things happen? Because that's your mindset. That's the thing that you're speaking into existence, right? And you're speaking death over yourself. You're not speaking life. And it's so true on both ends of the spectrum, right? If you're constantly speaking life and things are going great, and again, not everything is perfect, not everything is always going to be sunshine and rainbows all the time, right? We get that. This is life. But talking in a more general and practical matter. Okay, it says, let's see. Michele said, the children's book is good healing and reflection for adults. Yes, can we talk about childhood trauma? We don't have time for that on this show. But I think we should talk about that. That's a good subject that we should talk about, because I think a lot of, there's a lot of adults, right, that have doubt. And I'm not a counselor, so disclaimer right here, I ain't a counselor. I'm just giving my own personal advice. I don't need no one coming after me trying to sue me, okay? Again, disclaimer, I'm not a counselor, I'm not a doctor, I ain't any of that sort. But I think we need to talk about childhood trauma for adults, right? I think there's a lot of things that us as adults have never dealt with, the healing and trauma when we were younger of the things that might have happened, right? And so, like, you're trying to heal them now, like, in your adult life. I don't know, I could totally go into that, but I think that would be a good show. If you guys think that would be an awesome show, let me know. Maybe if you're interested in it, like, let me know, because I think that would be great, and I'd love to get somebody on here to talk about that and go through that. Someone who's actually a counselor, someone who's certified to talk about it. But yes, definitely, it's a good healing reflection for adults, and finding that healing, like the healing for yourself as a younger kid. So great. Okay. Let's see. Your mindset. Yes, valuing a growth mindset. Um, Believing positive intent. Yeah, I think it would be amazing. I'm gonna try and see if I could get somebody, because I think there's a lot of things out there that, like, us as adults, right, haven't dealt with. I think we deal with them, but there's still always things we can work on, right? um like, there's always spots for improvement. There's always spots to change and go a new path. um, there's some, again, with that mindset setting, right? There's always different ways we can move into a new season, ways we can heal into a new season, a way we can heal in this season. And it would just be an amazing thing, I think, and I think it would be much well needed. I think there's a lot of wounded people out there, right? A lot of wounded people that still have that childhood hurt. And there's also a lot of children out there that are hurt because they're dealing with their parents, maybe childhood trauma, and dealing with their own trauma. And so a lot of brokenness going on, yeah, I think it would be an amazing topic that we could, let's see, Michelle Simmons counseling would be great to talk about with on trauma. Yeah, I'm gonna reach out, because I think it would be an amazing show to have and go over and talk about it. It'd be awesome, and I love that we brought that up. So y'all, check out your love languages, okay? Um, Check them out. If you know them, that's amazing. Maybe this week, find out someone else's love language. Be intentional. Be intentional this week about your self care. Be intentional. I'm making up words. Be intentional about showing love, about showing kindness, about showing patience. Come on, somebody. But be intentional. That's going to be the word this week. Be intentional. Let's see. People have a tendency to pretend that everything is okay, but the wounds are poorly bandaged and they aren't healed. PTSD is a monster that affects millions of Americans. Yeah, it's like that saying, right? Like, sometimes you gotta peel off the bandage, right? Let the wound be open so that it can heal, right? Sometimes we try to put the bandage on too many things, and thinking like it's healing, but it's not really healing. It's not getting that fresh air. It's not getting that what it needs to heal naturally. And yes, there's a lot of wounds with I feel like everybody has a certain type of wound. Maybe it's a hidden wound. Maybe it's a fresh wound. But yes, I think we always try to think like, let's not talk about it. We look at it as shame instead of healing. And yeah, there's a whole lot to get into that. So, yeah, I think we're gonna do that. Thanks, guys. We're gonna get into this and we're gonna talk about it. And I'm gonna get someone on here who is a professional. So my disclaimer again: I ain't no professional. I ain't a counselor. I am a doctor. For those of you who want to try to come after me, I said my disclaimer. Yes, and asking for help. Okay, that's one huge thing, right? Again, talking about mindset, talking about healing, right? One thing we talk about here on the show a lot is community. Having that great community that's behind you, rallying next to you, and pushing you. Like, again, doing the self-inventory, right? If you look at your 5 friends right now, your 5 closest friends, can you call that person if you needed prayer? Could you call that person to vent? Could you call that person to cry with? Would you be able to call that person in excitement for a promotion you just got? Would you be able to call that person and talk to them truly about life, who you are, without judgment? Look at the friends around you. Or would those friends push you off? Would be like, oh, I don't have time for this. And not just friends, family, whoever's close to you, who's ever in your circle, right? There's that saying like, show me the 5 friends you have, show me your 5 closest friends, and I can tell you who you are. It's really true. Like, even though we try to say like the people around us are not what makes us who we are, they really do. Like, just as much as you make that person who they are, right? You guys are intertwined, you're connected. So you guys are either growing together, helping each other heal together, lifting each other one up, encouraging each other, helping each other win, right? Or you're being those friends that are just dragging people down, not an encourager. Like, maybe, like, I don't know your situation, but look at your 5 friends, look at the 5 people that you're closest with. Are they helping you grow? Are they helping you to heal? Are they helping you? And no, it doesn't all fall on them. Come on, it starts with us, in ourselves, recognizing it in ourselves first to be able. But once you are able to truly be vulnerable and transparent and be able to talk about that, you're going to find healing. Trust me, I know personally. But yes, asking for help. So, y'all, in asking for help, don't forget to root on the Bengals this weekend. But I love you guys, and it's so awesome that you guys share with me, and we're able to talk back and forth. I love this. I love that we get to interact with each other. I love when we can speak with each other and, discuss these things and discuss these topics, and have fun too while we're at it, right? And enjoy ourselves and have a great time. And so if you are, yes, mentally, emotionally, socially, spiritually, physically, financially, come on, preach it, girl. I'm going to take off my shoe. I took it off. But yes, in every aspect, right? Every aspect of it. But you know, if you guys are out today, it was snowing. It's probably still snowing. I'm inside the studio, but it was coming down pretty good. Be careful out there on the road if you were driving tonight. Always be mindful, right? We're talking about mindsets, but be mindful of where you're at, your surroundings, the people around you, on the road, off the road, wherever you may be. But be careful. Have an amazing weekend. Come on, Bengals, Super Bowl weekend, all right? If you guys have just tuned in, we did a thing earlier. Tell us what team you're going for, what you think the score is, and who the MVP. So whoever comes closest to the score that they put in here, it's got to be put in here tonight, okay? Whoever comes the closest on Sunday, whoever comes closest to, if your team won and you were closest to the score, we're going to get in contact and I'm going to send you out a prize because this is going to be a fun-filled weekend, all right? So don't forget to put that down. Any tips that you have, any relation tips, come on, any relation tips that you have, whether single, married, couples, friendships, whatever type of relationship tips. Ooh, that's a tongue twister. That you have, drop it in the comments. Also, don't forget, let me know where you're from. I love to know where you're coming from, where you're igniting from, what state you are igniting from. Come on, somebody. Oh, we got a Rams in here. We got another LA in here. Come on. Oh, Michelet with the Rams too. Uh-oh. Come on, y'all. Me and Luis Escamilla, I think, are the only ones in here for the Bengals. Come on, somebody. All right, I'm excited to see how Super Bowl weekend turns out. Have an amazing Valentine's weekend. I know it's on Monday, but, you know, everybody's going to be celebrating this weekend. So have an amazing Valentine's weekend, whether it's with your girls, having a Galentine's, whether it's just with a bunch of friends, whether it's by yourself, whether it's with your wife, your husband, your girlfriend, your boyfriend. Have an amazing weekend, y'all. Let's see. Okay, we got Tennessee in the house. Come on with Tennessee. Love it, love it. There's Colorado in here. Of course. We have Tennessee now in here. We have Florida in here. We have Texas in here. Let's see where else we have from. We have Michigan in here. We got people from all over in here. It's amazing to see. I love it. I love knowing where everybody comes from. California's in here. All right. Of course, Colorado again is in here. So love it, love it. Thank you guys, as always, for tuning in. You guys are amazing. I love you. Have an awesome weekend. And before we sign out today, I want to remind you that if no one has told you, you have purpose, my friend. You do. It's more important now than ever that I've ever said on the show for the past 2 years because I believe it with my whole heart. But even more so now, I want you to know that you have purpose. You are loved. There's people that you don't even know, like myself, who are praying for you, who love you, and you're not alone. You are loved and you belong. You belong in this world. You were created for a purpose, right? You were created to be here in this time. So don't forget that. You have purpose, you are loved, and you belong. And I want you to know that. I want you to believe that. I want you to receive that. And maybe you haven't been told in a while. Maybe you haven't felt that in a while from anybody. Remind yourself. I'm reminding you today. And I want you to know today that you have purpose. I love you. You are loved. And you belong right here. Even if it's just on Ignite, you belong. But more importantly, you belong in this world. And God has something for you. And so I love you guys. I hope you have an amazing weekend. Come on with those Valentine candies that are from Christmas. Come on, Luis. And so signing out. Love, peace, and God bless y'all.